Scorpio, welcome to your Tarotscope. All right. Um, Someone is glad that you didn't go back to your ex. Your spirit guides are happy that you got over your past, as well as you not choosing not to repeat the cycle of returning to your ex or allowing your ex to come back in. There's something to do with family too. It's like, aren't you glad that now you know your family individually? All right, so this is how the Tarotscope works. I shed light, I pull additional messages, and then we go ahead and start the Tarotscope. I try not to free flow it, but the additional messages are free flowed. And your initial Tarotscope is at the ending of your reading. All right, for some of you, the shedding light on your reading is what you're going to resonate with. For some of you, it'll be the additional messages. And for the remaining, it will be the Tarotscope itself, right? Only a few of you, it's going to be all three. I just have to be honest, all right? But what doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. You can store it in your safe deposit box and use it for when you need to, especially if you have a deja vu of some sort, or you're at a standstill where you're needing to make a decision to go to the left or to the right or to simply move forward. For most, it's simply standing still and resolving a matter, a situation. All right, let's go ahead and shed light on your reading. There's a sense of you feeling like, what's the point of not returning to an ex or just past situations that would arise again, right? There's this sense of not fear of starting a new life. It's more so of it's a change that it's like, is this going to actually be a change? Am I actually going to get something out of this? Okay, because there's this sense of a repetitive experience. Just one moment. So you don't before it starts getting hot. It starts getting hot really, really fast. Yes, it is going to get hot. Let me turn my fan on now because the jacket is starting to get hot. So yes, Scorpio, there is, are you just generally just, you feel relieved and you don't know what to do? You have your life back, Scorpio. And it's like you feel lost in peace. You feel lost in your own love. And it's like you're asking source for assistance or help because you don't like this feeling. You can't pinpoint why you're not sad, but it's just there's this heavy feeling that it doesn't feel good. Because there's this sense of thinking that you're going to experience the past again, but with new people. And there's this sense of, why do I have to experience this with new people when I can just experience with the people that I know what the outcome would be? Release that. Release that, Scorpio. You're going to need to release that. The mind is very, very powerful. I'm getting that you're having a battle with dumbing things down as well. And it's like, why you're questioning, why can't you be yourself? You're having the courage to be yourself. That's why you keep to yourself. We have inward revolution. I want to see what emotions, thoughts, and actions is surrounding this. We have resignation. Yeah. Walked away from your past. You don't want it. This ex, certain family, certain friends, nostalgic. This is dealing with past memories, feeling homesick, regretful, and we have guilt. This could be how the people, it's like there's, oh, look at that, love. Thank you. And that stop obsessing was coming at me. Yeah, it's saying stop obsessing about the past. Oh, check out your next 72 because it's lingering in your Tarotscope. There's a realizations for those whom you have severed ties, cut ties. They know, whether they were worn through dreams, because there's a lot of people who are spiritually inclined and tapped into spirit, but they've dumbed it down. People don't know that it's sacred, and they know that if people knew, they would get the same treatment how you've been getting treatment, and that's probably where that jealousy and envy is coming from. But overall, people, it's like something stopped. All right. And that could be what it is. You realizing that you're home. Or you just like, you're home. Something about home. The way you go about things, it's like your thoughts pertaining you. People may not have said anything, but that you know how to feel energies out. Jealousy is trying to come out. Regret. Reflective. Yeah. It's like you can have a moment of being grateful of your growth, right? And then something else comes up in your head and it's like, then you get stuck there. Multiplied. Rattled. Yeah, shaken up. All right, let's go ahead and read Inward Revolution. You're getting ready to start advocating for yourself, and that's going to help other people to navigate and understand You're going to be giving people direction, how to move on from the past. And you already know that everyone's not going to accept you. I'm looking at jealousy. I'm also getting, when you show that you're happy, it brings a protection barrier as well. I don't know whose reading that was, but it's like you are transferring overwhelming burdensome people, negativity into joy. I think it was Aries or Libra. I don't know if it was their Tarotscope or their next 72. All right, let's see. The way of your heart, okay? It says, you're always moving forward, Scorpio, even when you feel like you are going backward. Your path may seem to go up and down or inward and outward. The spiral is a symbol of your soul journey. It represents the cycle adventure into your heart center. You will continually revisit aspects of your life to bring you deeper understanding. Difficulties and challenges can command a greater focus as they help to build bigger and better dreams and desires. Each cycle of life is an important stepping stone that expands into the next. Scorpio, your life will only feel authentic when you come to your own conclusions. An inward revolution will open you to the wisdom of your soul. It is a path we must all take to truly know and love ourselves. From this place, Scorpio, we move outward, back into the world. That's that business card in your next 72, Scorpio. Empowered with our soul's wisdom. You are worthy of all your desires, no matter where you are in your spiral. Now, mind you, your Tarotscope does with spirals. And these spirals, let me tell you right now, because um, it deals with your growth. You're birthing anew, or actually a birth, with child. It deals with expansion and radiating ethereal energy, being tapped in. And like I was saying, those who are jealous and envious, they are also spiritually inclined. It's just they fear showing that. So they dumb things down, right? In exchange for envious and jealousy, right? They conform to these groups that act that way because they know that the way that they treat you or the way that they see people treat you, that's how they'll be treated as well. It's not just an outcast, because when you're truly in your musicianship, just your musicianship, okay? A role, not status. I'm not talking about kings, queens, and emperors and all that. Just your role as a musician. Okay? We all have a new day. We all have 24 hours as a musician to create. And it's all about how you're going to manipulate as a musician. Is it your higher self or your low vibrational self? Or are you going to balance the two, your past and your present? That spiral, that oneness. Okay? For those of you, the beginning of this reading was basically your reading. You're more than welcome to stay. Let's see what other additional readings come out with the concluding of your addition as with your Tarotscope. All right, let's go ahead and see. Yeah. And it's like, there is a Scorpio, and it's like, I have to give. If I don't give, I don't feel right. And you define how that giving is, because it doesn't necessarily have to deal with currency or money. It could just literally be time, or putting your energy, investing your energy into something. Because you can be in the same space of someone and just be occupying time, existence. But when you're actually investing into time, putting that energy in it, it's totally different things. And some of you have literally, it's like you're happy that you didn't allow situations to reoccur again where it drains you. And it's like, everything's a learning lesson, right? And it's like your spirit guides are so proud of you that you closed out a cycle. You finally did it. All right, we have honey. It says, the sweetest of swells in the grace of your pool, oh, so beautifully lethal. And that's what I love. You now know what bitter and sweet is. You will only know something is bitter unless you taste sweet. And the only way that you know that something is sweet unless you have tasted bitter. Okay? So there is this balance, and there's this decision of balancing shadow and light. Okay? Showing up for yourself here. Like, really. Let's go ahead and read this. Where is it at? Here it is. 18 simplifies into 9. And 9, it deals with sharing your wisdom, sharing your experience, and being an example, leading by example, taking full ownership of your experiences unapologetically. It says, you've probably heard this phrase, you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar, which easily applies to manifestation, magic, even healing. Look at that. Wasn't even healing. Your soul attracts more positivity, love, and compassion than it does anger, frustration, and sadness. So if you have found yourself in a period of unrest, jealousy, heartache, or fear, know the path to healing yourself is through allowing sweetness to swell within your being. That was the past you walked away from for most of you Scorpios. You walked away from anger, frustration, and sadness, jealousy, heartache, and fear. Okay? And it's like you're stepping now boldly, unapologetically, in loving yourself, investing in yourself. You're not being nice. That's why I said you need to go watch your next 72. This love and compassion of learning that love is not a feeling, it's an action. Compassion is a feeling and an action. We think that love, we mix joy and happiness with as if that's what love is. No, it's love is the umbrella, and that's what's under love. All right, Scorpio, rejoice in the success of good fortune of others. Celebrate the good in your life rather than focusing on what's wrong or broken. That's that stop obsessing and reverse. Okay? Find compassion and forgiveness for those who have brought you pain. Each act of sweetness repairs the breaks in your heart, leading you on journey towards restoration. Your abundance will be tenfold when you walk the path of sweetness, even if you have not felt much heartache and are currently experiencing a period of good fortune. The more you lean into kindness of heart, the more increase you shall return to you, an increase in love, wealth, health, or joy, or all of the above. I'm also receiving, if you're feeling pressured to be outside and all those things, and it's like, no, you're in your comfortable space, be in your comfortable space, because you have goat energy. You have goat energy as well. Okay? It's like you do you. And I think that's where the challenge is. That's the challenge. That's a challenge that you're still going to be battling. Fearless I am in the path I choose, for I never been led astray, always finding my way. That's going to be your challenge, Scorpio. Of if the toughing gets tough and our situations arise, there's this sense of, well, I don't have to deal with this. I'll go back to my past. And it's like, no, you need to be brave and get through it. It's the Nine of Wands energy. So that you can continue to experience change, so that you can receive what is due to you. All right, let's go ahead and get into your Tarotscope. Your goddess oracle and your goddess oracle and your next 72. I'm trying to remember what your goddess oracle was. The Guardian. You and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. All right, what messages do you have for Scorpio? Joy. Oh, so beautiful, beautiful. Just beautiful. And then we have nurture. Yes. I love it. You're not being nice anymore. I love it, Scorpio. Your spirit guides are so proud and happy that you didn't go back to an ex, that you finally walked away from your past, that you stopped obsessing about your past. Okay? Your divine protection. I love this. Divine love. Oh, yes, I love this. I love your reading. Oh my gosh, inspired. I love this. Even you've been waiting for this moment of this first of fresh air or this energy, right? There may be still like a residue of heaviness, but this heaviness is not dark. This heaviness is just kind of like, oh, I got to get energy to do X, Y, and Z. And like, I know that I can procrastinate this because I'm right on time. But there is this sense of knowing that you are the center of attention wherever you go. So it's kind of like you want to be in your safe space. That's why I was stating, for those of you who want to just be inside and you don't want to go out in town and things like that. And it's just kind of like it's like you finally are in this balanced space, right? And it's like you don't want to bring any new energies back with you. Inspiration. You'll be surprised. There's a lot of people wanting to see your face. There's this saying that it's like, I love your face type energy. We have grace and relief here. It's relief, but there's this challenge that when something arises, it's suggesting, don't be so quick to call in your past. Don't go back to your past. You know what that consists of. Look, coming from a dark place, an abandoned place. Back here, those dark clouds, right? But when you're in that dark place, you had hope. And now you are free, walking a new path. But what's ahead, I don't know. I don't know what you seek within your inspiration. You doing the work and knowing that you're being divinely protected. It's like you exchange your past for joy. I love this. I'm happy that you're going to take out the time to nurture yourself. Some of you Scorpios are like, oh, well, I don't know how to nurture myself. I'm not affectionate. Well, what I do is I put an X, I bring both of my arms together and I form this X in the middle of my chest and I bring it in and it feels like a hug. And it really, really, really brings joy into my life because entrepreneurship is not an easy commitment. All right. People say they try to use it as a metaphor as a baby. And one day I'll find my own metaphor, and what am I trying to say? I'm proud of you, Scorpio. Yes, the unknown, right? But gracefully, look at that, gracefully moving forward. That's the Six of Swords. But what I like about this, you moving forward leaves the essence of your love, your compassion, all the good aspects of yourself. It's not like you walking away and there's no essence of you being left behind. That's just part of your nature. Hoping that those will find the way and that it's okay. It's just you're brave. Everyone's not brave. Everyone needs strength, but doesn't mean that they're operating in Leo's energy. That's when that falls into faking it to make it. Misery loves company. All right, let's go ahead. And normally I read these, but unfortunately I'm being guided not to because there is a Scorpio whom one little thing can trigger you and it can take you back into past thoughts. Okay. Yeah, divine light. I myself I'm very obedient to spirit. All right. Let me give you an affirmation, Scorpio. Normally I look into shadow energy too in your Tarotscope, but it just went a whole nother route. It really did. It says the best is yet to come. Believe it and you shall receive it. And look at, I accept 100% responsibility of my life. This one says, I love myself for who I am. Beautiful. I love this. Continue to be true. Continue to live your truth. Be mindful of what you need to keep sacred. All right. You don't have to prove your authority, Scorpio. All right. Your presence does enough in the sense of it just attracts people that are familiar with a kindred soul. That's the only way that I can put it. And there is a sense of holding your boundaries. Okay. Read your next 72. You're no longer being nice. And it's not to hurt people. It's just simply you're learning to say no. Okay. Don't forget, love is kind, love is gentle. Ooh. It says the chance to love and be loved exists no matter where you are. That might be that masculine energy of that judgment, that awakening, that ascension, that sacrifice of saying, I'm not going to judge a book by its cover. Because when you're not balanced, sometimes you can read energies wrong. Okay? Don't forget, love is kind, love is gentle, and that is you.